welcome to podcast 4. Today we are going to be talking about how to treat yourself like someone you love. So essentials of coffee first. As you can see, I am in a slightly different setting to normal. I did post on Facebook that I'm currently, yesterday I posted that the video may not be up until today, just because I am currently up in Norfolk at the moment doing some work for my nan. I'm a local tree surgeon up here at the local water gardens, which is quite a fun thing to do. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about treating yourself like someone you love, because so often in life we get so held down about helping other people, putting other people first, that we neglect ourselves, we put ourselves down, we kind of in a way disrespect our own self, even though you're you. You should be looking after your human, which is you. And so much times when I've been talking to friends, when people have been asking me for help and all of that, they're putting themselves down to try and make other people happy, and that is what is causing a lot of problems, if that makes any sense to you. Like I was talking to one of my friends the other day on Snapchat, because we're quite good friends and we were talking back and forth about it all, and we were just saying about how it's actually quite annoying when you see this like lovely, kind-hearted person and stuff that's always there to help other people, but when they're meshing you, they're putting themselves down, they're calling themselves stupid, they're saying that they're not good enough, and it's their brain kind of being tricked into the way of going, oh, I'll put myself down because it'll help me then help other people. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be the way that you can help other people, but be happy in yourself, be proud of yourself. And that friend that I was talking to, actually, she's been struggled a lot through the last few years and stuff, and we haven't gone briefly in details about what's happened, but I just know that she's been through some quite hard times, but she's come out of it and gone, do you know what, I'm going to be happy with myself, be proud of myself, and like and love myself for who I am, and then no one can really put me down. And she's now one of the most inspirational friends I have, just because she's gone, do you know what, I'm not going to let anything affect me. I like myself for who I am, and that is what we should be doing in our own life. And especially with especially if like you're single or something like that, it's actually quite a good starting point, because you don't really have any of those other distractions or those other things that you kind of got into the habit of putting others first. So treating someone like you love, and treating yourself like someone you love. I'm getting confused with my words now, but I'm not going to edit it out because it's just going to be natural for you guys. So like with me, I always put others first. I make sure they eat, because eating is the main thing. I make sure they sleep. Okay, a lot of them try and argue against the sleep part especially, but I always try and remind them, going, look, you need sleep, you deserve it and all that. And as soon as I started going, hang on a second, I need to put that into my life, I have slept loads more than I used to, but yeah, I'm then refreshed the next day. I'm refreshed to get up and go and do new stuff. I'm refreshed and go and succeed at those challenges that I've always been too scared to go and succeed on. Which also brings me on to succeeding at your dreams by treating yourself like someone you love. Because you want the people that you love, you want them to succeed at their dreams. You want them to succeed, go to uni, maybe go to college and all of that, or even maybe like set up their own podcast channel, not being anything biased towards us, or even you want them to, like, they want to go and get some award in swimming or some award in archery or football or rugby or dance or something like that, and you want them to succeed at that. Well, why don't you want yourself to succeed at that? You need to get to the point where you go, well, this is what I want. If no one supports me, I still want this. So therefore, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I support myself to do this and put myself at the forefront of doing it. So you're not relying on anyone else, because people will let you down. People are temporary. That's the thing. People will move on. You'll get new friends, but you need to keep on pushing yourself. And one thing I like to do as well is I set myself little challenges along the way to get me up to that big dream I have. I first started doing after a Compass for Life workshop, which I am also hopefully about to start carrying out in like youth clubs and schools and scout groups and stuff like that, because it's a really useful workshop. I've took loads from it, so I'm going to be carrying it on, and hopefully be able to actually do the workshop for other people and see them succeed and become famous, or whatever their main aim is. Some of them just want to be a famous speaker, some of them want to go and get a job as a nurse and help other people, some of them just want to know how to drive, and whatever their main goal is, that's the thing that they need to get to. But that main goal can also change. I'll do a whole video on the Compass for Life thing, because I think I'll try and actually do some either digital workshop on it or something like that. I'll see what ends up happening anyway. But one thing I like to do is I set little goals. So say I know the one I did, it was about becoming a youth worker, and then I changed it slightly to doing speeches and doing it full time. And it's got to the thing of, I'll go, okay, to be able to get to that speech, to be able to get to the big speech where I'm doing full time, I'm going off to schools, assemblies and all of that, what do I need to do? So I go, well, I'm going to have to write some speeches for a start, so I have something I can use, but also be prepared to then plan something immediately, because, well, I have just been in contact this morning with Milford School, and I'm going to be going in at some point, hopefully, to assembly with them. One of the staff contacted me about that. So, but I haven't got anything planned for that yet, so I'm going to plan that. But I have got some ammo behind me. I can go, okay, well, this is how I plan this assembly, this is how I plan this assembly. This links slightly to that, so let's just change this and this around, but add in that to make it slightly better. Or, but I want a bit of interaction. Okay, well, I do this at Paddle West as a paddle sport instructor. Okay, let's bring that in and add it all together and make the assembly fit to what it is. Sorry about that. That's just, I think that was Brooke. Got 3 dogs downstairs as well today. So, but after you get those little goals, you write the speeches, right? You've written a couple of speeches, go spoil yourself, buy yourself a jumper, go out for a coffee with a friend and celebrate that you've done that part. You get contacted by a school, or you contact a school and you get to organise actually going in and a date gets set in. Go celebrate that. Or people start noticing what you're doing and you go in the Western Telegraph. For example, our podcast channel on here, the Podcast Life, we have now been mentioned about in the Western Telegraph. We have got a news story. We'll actually try and post a link onto that onto YouTube. I think there's some way you can do a post for it. I still need to figure out, but it's on our Facebook page and I'm putting it on our Instagram later. And hopefully I'll try and get Serena to put it onto our TikTok as well, if she can. But so we celebrate that. We celebrate the fact that people are noticing it. And you need to just keep loads of little steps to get you up to that bigger dream that you need to do. So if you look at a big dream, you're not going to know how to get up to it. If you plan it, you go, right, that's one step, let's take a step. Let's take another step, because it's important to take those little steps. But it's just like with treating yourself like something you love. You have to take those little steps. Reward yourself. Be proud of who you are. It doesn't matter what build you are, what colour you are, how long is your hair, what clothes you wear, where you were born, where you're from, what ethnic, whatever it's called. Ethnic, I've forgotten the words, but basically whatever like country you're classed as from, being classed as like white British or something like that. The fact is you are you for who you are. Your human is you, and you are made to be here on this earth right now. But you need to treat yourself like something you loved. Just think of it sometimes as, if you're dating someone, what would you do to look after them? What would you do to make them happy? Write down a list. Write down what you would do to make them happy. What would upset you if they did it? Like say they started putting themselves down, that would upset you. It upsets me with my friends putting themselves down and stuff. So write a list down, like, what do you do to make them happy? What would you do if they put themselves down to reassure them? What would you do if they want to succeed the goal but they was a bit scared of it? Write it down and use it for yourself. So use your advice that you have just put down for someone else and use it for yourself. Sorry about that, I was just trying not to sneeze. But keep doing that. Use that list like you have just written. I'll write some instructions in the description just as a couple of hints to how you get onto it. And if you follow the Facebook page, there'll be plenty of hints that I'm going to try and put up on a more regular basis, just to try and keep people going on. And every time we get to a new podcast, I'll start putting more hints up about that and so on, just to try and keep people to be able to do the challenges and stuff that some of you may find hard to face. It's took me a couple of weeks to get into it, but it does help. So go out today, have a good week, and treat yourself like someone you love, because you're important to this world and you're perfect the way you were made. You don't have to change, you don't have to act different to anyone, because you're perfect. See you next week.